Recently, I purchased a few older games I've been trying to obtain for the purposes of reviewing them. So without further ado, I present to you a game that I used to rent all the time, Darkwing Duck on NES. Back in the old days, Capcom was on their A game. There weren't many games that they developed or published that weren't any good. Sure, some games were better than others, but overall, they were probably one of the best third-party developers for the NES. Darkwing Duck is no exception to their fantastic track record. If you weren't a kid in the 90s, you probably won't remember the cartoon. Hell, even I don't remember much from it. I remember enjoying it when I got home from school, but that's about it. So let's talk about the game, since I don't remember the cartoon. You play as Darkwing, and he has to romp through 7 levels to take down the evil criminal empire known as Fowl. At first, you get to choose from 3 stages. Once you clear those 3, you get to finish the next 3 levels. After those are completed, you get to the final stage where you take on Steelbeak, the leader of Fowl. Each stage is your standard action affair. You move around and shoot your gun at the various creatures that you encounter. The variety of enemies definitely exists, and range from simple bats and slugs, to turtles that throw their shells at you while impatiently waiting for the shell to come back, and dogs that break through their doghouses and run at you. There are also what I always thought to be kangaroos flinging basketballs at you, and genies that pop out of their lamp to fling fire at you. It's always fun to play a game when you don't know the type of enemy that you're going to run into next. To assist with taking down your foes, you have a defensive piece of equipment, your cape. Darkwing can press up to fling his cloak around the front of his body, shooting him from many projectiles that come his way. Granted, it won't block everything, and really, it's just as easy to jump over stuff. But the cape is there if you wish to use it. You can also find some extra firepower laying around. All 3 types use the same type of optional gas ammo. The 3 shots are thunder rounds, gas rounds, and an arrow shot. The arrow shot is more supportive than offensive, since it fires an arrow that can be hung from and jumped on. It also uses up a lot of your gas ammo, and so use should be limited. I didn't use the gas rounds, but if I remember right, they travel on both the left and right side of Darkwing. Finally, the thunder rounds fire 2 shots at diagonals in front of Darkwing. I remember needing to use this to defeat Steelbeak, and that's really the only time I used the secondary ammo, other than a few times with the arrows. Overall, the secondary ammo doesn't feel entirely needed, but at least it's available if you do want to use it. Now, I mentioned that you can hang from the arrow shots, which brings me to the other main unique thing about the game. The fact that you can hang from some platforms. In every stage, you'll find some small objects or ropes that can be grabbed. When he's hanging, Darkwing can only jump off of that object, but it can be used to both navigate the area and also to avoid enemy attacks. You will need to get really good at this maneuver, because several bosses, if not all of them, require fluid use of jumping above and then dropping below platforms. As you're playing, you may find some hidden areas by shooting random spaces. If you enter one of these, you'll be teleported to a bonus game where you can earn everything from jewels for points, gas ammo, health items, or even extra lives. The catch is that once you complete this bonus game, you're warped to the halfway point of the stage. These bonus stages change up. One will have you shooting capsules and collecting the items, and another allows you to use your cape to break the capsules and have Launchpad collect the items from a vehicle at the bottom of the screen. If you fall at any time, the bonus game ends. Being that it's a Capcom game, of course the game has fantastic music and visuals. The graphics are extremely colorful and detailed. The music is just as fantastic, with songs that still pop in my head every once in a while. In fact, if you switch the character, you can easily be mistaken that it was originally supposed to be a Mega Man game. There's really only one small complaint that I have with the game. The controls are a bit stiff. Mega Man was pretty fluid, and you usually never felt any issues with control. But in Darkwing Duck, jumping can feel stilted at times, especially if you try to use your cape. In addition, shooting cannot be done while moving. Sometimes when you jump, you won't be able to shoot right away, as there is a noticeable delay in your button presses. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you play the game, you'll probably understand what I'm saying here. And that's Darkwing Duck. It's sad that you never really hear people talking about this game, but it's probably because it's always in the shadow of the more popular Mega Man games. But if you take it as its own game, it's really fun to play. Overall, it's not so hard, except for maybe Bushwhack's entire stage and Steelbeak himself. In fact, although I can usually breeze through the game, to this day I think I only ever beat Steelbeak once in my life. It's like I hit a brick wall here. But in any case, if you can get a chance to play this, definitely jump on the opportunity. If you never played it, you'll probably be surprised with how good it is. Final score? 9 out of 10. This is Reaper. Happy fragging.